Welcome to Pocket English Daily.
Hello and welcome to Pocket English Daily. This is the first video on our channel and we are happy to start with you here.
For our first episode, we want to begin with a simple topic. We are talking about your daily routine.
It is a good first topic because everyone has a morning, a middle of the day, and an evening. So the English in this episode can help you right away.
And we are going to start with a morning that did not go well. This morning started badly. My alarm rang at 6:30 and I turned it off. I thought, okay, one more minute.
Let me guess, it was not one more minute.
Not even close. When I opened my eyes, it was 7:10. I sat up, looked at the clock, and thought, oh no, I am late.
That is a very real way to start the day. First, just listen to Theo's morning. On a normal day, what time do you usually get up?
On weekdays, I usually get up at 6:30. Most days that works fine. I get out of bed, make coffee, and leave home without much trouble. But today, the whole morning went wrong very fast.
Did you still make coffee?
Yes, but I did not enjoy it. On a normal morning, I make coffee and stand by the window for a minute. Today, I made it fast, drank it fast, and did not even taste it.
So the coffee was there, but the peaceful part was gone, huh?
Exactly. My body was awake, but my head was still slow.
What about breakfast?
Oh, just a light breakfast. If I have time. I like toast, fruit, and coffee. Today, I only had a banana because I wanted to leave quickly. It was not enough, but it was all I had time for.
That already sounds like a rushed morning.
It got worse. I could not find my keys. At that point, I knew the morning was in trouble.
No. Where do you usually leave them?
Usually near the door. Sometimes in my jacket pocket. Today they were in yesterday's bag, but I did not know that yet.
So you checked the usual places first?
Yes. I looked by the door, then on the table, then in my jacket. Then I checked them all again, and I was getting more annoyed every second. I was talking to myself by then.
That is when people say, I sometimes run late when I cannot find my keys.
Yes, that sounds exactly right. I sometimes run late when I cannot find my keys.
When did you finally find them?
In yesterday's bag, I even went back to the kitchen once, just in case I left them there. After that, I grabbed my bag, put on my shoes, and left as fast as I could.
By then, you were already behind.
Yes, and when I finally sat down on the bus, I already felt tired. I had only been awake for a short time, but the morning felt long.
That happens. A small delay can make the whole morning feel heavy.
Exactly. I was sitting there with my coffee in one hand and still thinking about the time. By the time I got to work, I was still thinking about the keys. Some mornings stay in your head for a while.
And what happened around noon? Noon often tells you if the day will feel better or not.
Around noon, I finally had time to breathe. Breakfast was only coffee and a banana, so by 12:15, I was really hungry. My stomach was loud by then.
That makes sense. What did lunch look like today?
I took my lunchbox to the office kitchen. The room already smelled like rice, soup, and coffee. While the food was warming up, I checked the messages I missed in the morning. I did not want lunch to turn into another rushed moment.
So the busy morning was still following you?
Just a little. I answered one message, put my phone down, and told myself, okay, lunch first, work later. Otherwise, I stay in that same rushed feeling.
I like that. It sounds small, but that is a useful habit.
Yes, around noon, I usually need 10 quiet minutes. I eat, drink some water, and look at my plan for the afternoon. If I do that, the afternoon feels easier. It is the first time in the day when I can hear my own thoughts again.
So noon is not only lunchtime, it is also a reset point in the day. A short, quiet break can change the next few hours.
Exactly. The morning can feel messy, but around noon, I can stop, look at the day again, and start fresh. I like that part of the day more than I used to.
That gives us another useful line. Around noon, I usually take a short break.
Yes, or around noon, I check my schedule and eat lunch. You can also say, around noon, I eat lunch with a coworker.
My noon is similar. If my morning is busy, I need 5 quiet minutes before I do anything else.
Yes, even 5 quiet minutes can help a lot.
By evening, do you still feel that morning rush?
Not usually. By evening, I want everything to slow down. I do not want more noise by then. By then, I have had enough of clocks, messages, and rushing.
What do you do first when you get home?
First, I change out of my work clothes. That is when I finally feel, okay, work is over now. That small change helps my brain switch off.
Yes, that small change makes a big difference.
Then I eat dinner. I like warm food in the evening. If dinner is easy, the whole evening feels easier too.
And after dinner?
After dinner, I wash the dishes and stay away from my phone for a little while. Some nights I leave the lights low and do not turn on anything loud.
That already sounds calmer than the morning.
Much calmer. After that, I start to slow down. I take a shower, make tea, or read a few pages of a book.
Good. That is where this phrase helps. At night, I wind down by...
Yes. At night, I wind down by taking a shower and making tea.
Wind down means you do small, quiet things before bed.
Right. Nothing big, just simple things that help the day end well. That is when the day finally feels like my own again.
My version is a little different. At night, I wind down by listening to quiet music and putting my phone away. I like soft music, not anything fast.
That sounds good. If I stay on my phone too long, my mind stays busy.
So today we saw one full day. A rushed morning, a calmer noon, and a quiet evening. And every part of the day gave us useful English. You can hear morning English, workday English, and evening English in one topic.
Before we finish, let's keep 4 strong lines from today's episode. Then we will do one tiny practice together.
First, I usually get up at.
This is for your normal wake-up time. Listen, I usually get up at 6:30. You can also add on weekdays after it if you want.
Now say it with us. I usually get up at 6:30.
Or make it true for you. I usually get up at 7. You can use this line every day.
Next, I sometimes run late when...
Use this when a small problem slows you down. Keys, traffic, the bus, or your phone. It fits many small problems in daily life. Listen. I sometimes run late when I cannot find my keys.
Repeat. I sometimes run late when I cannot find my keys.
You can change the ending. I sometimes run late when I check my phone for too long.
Third, around noon I...
Use this for the middle of your day. Listen, around noon, I usually take a short break and eat lunch. This one is useful because noon is an easy time word. You can use it at home, at school, or at work.
Say it with us. Around noon, I usually take a short break.
Good. You can also say, around noon, I check my schedule. Or, around noon, I drink water and eat.
Last one. At night, I wind down by...
Listen, at night, I wind down by reading for 10 minutes. This line sounds calm and many people can use it. It is simple, but it sounds very natural.
Repeat. At night, I wind down by reading for 10 minutes.
Or change the last part. At night, I wind down by making tea. Or, at night, I wind down by listening to music.
And here is one extra starter you can use anytime. On weekdays, I...
Yes, for example, on weekdays, I leave home at 7:20. Or, on weekdays, I keep lunch simple. It is a small starter, but it is very flexible.
Let's do one very short practice. Listen to how short and clear the answers are.
Okay, ask me about my morning.
What time do you usually get up?
I usually get up at 6:30.
And what do you do around noon?
Around noon, I take a short break and eat lunch.
Good. Now ask me about my evening. These are short answers, but they already sound like real life.
How do you wind down at night?
At night, I wind down by listening to quiet music.
Now it is your turn. Pause here if you want and say one sentence about your morning and one about your evening.
Keep it simple. You do not need a long answer. 2 clear lines are enough.
And if you want more practice, write 2 short sentences in the comments. One about your morning, one about your evening. We really want to see your version.
Try to use one of today's lines. Maybe I usually get up at, or at night I wind down by.
Thank you for spending our first episode with us.
We hope this helps you talk about your day a little more easily in English. See you next time. And don't forget to give us a subscribe as your grateful thank you.
And that brings us to the end of today's lesson.
But don't worry, the next one is just around the corner.